just want Iran to be on the table. Iran being on the table is like being in a check. They ask Iran for something, they comply. This is what they want from Iran. If they want in bombing their energy infrastructure, they can do it, but it's way beyond that. But if Iran refuses to comply, they will have to use other card. This is what I'm trying to let you know. So I know you have your own thing supporting Iran and everything, but it's fine.
It's not about supporting Iran, it's about logic. What are you talking about? I do understand geopolitics. I understand interest. Okay, and I understand what the United States of America wants. I'm not just a blind bat supporting Iran for the purpose of supporting Iran. The question here is, Iran also have their own interests and they have also their own friends. And this is a game, if you understand from the perspective of realism, it's about survival. The international system is anarchic. And the Americans talking about, we don't want you to have nuclear weapons or whatever, it's an excuse, it's an alibi to continue to do this. Even though Iran have made it very clear that this has never been the case for them. I mean, if you're America, you probably not trust Iran and take them by their word. But the point I'm making here is that the Americans want to take Iranian oil and Iran have a right to resist. And if you believe that the Americans can easily, go in and change the region and that the allies don't want them, the American allies, who are the American allies? The Saudis, you claim, the Emiratis, those guys gave America, under the Trump presidency, contracts and promises of investment of worth over $2 trillion. And look at what America have done to the economy. And what America is also doing is using Iran as an excuse to punish the Saudis and those other countries, because America is now the largest oil energy producer in the world, bigger than Saudi Arabia and Russia put together, right? So they want people to buy their oil, but their oil is expensive and it has a lot of sulfuric content, it's impure. So you need a lot to process it. Now that they have waged this blockade on that region, they know that Iran will also prevent others from selling their oil. Now the Europeans have to go to America to buy. And Trump said it yesterday. We're now selling our oil at, because these are the people who are the owners of this BlackRock, the Rothschild. Larry Fink is, the front for the Rothschild. So if they are going to block the Saudis from the market, they will say, oh, well, we are not really doing it. It's the Iranians that are doing it to you. So they are using this for America and for Trump. If he can do this for 6 months and enrich his friends in the US, then they can, they're not interested in any negotiations. They want this to fester for as long as possible so that this can be of benefit to them. And come to think of it, they also want the Saudis and all these other countries to get involved in the conflict, because these guys don't want to spend money anymore in terms of arms and whatever they're buying. They've been buying arms for a long time and they've not really fought any war. If you're going to buy weapons from America, you have to use it. Use it so that you can come and buy another one, so that America can have an excuse to stay in the region. Because, of course, they're going to tell you Iran is the problem. And this is the card that these guys have been playing for a very long time. So this idea that, it's not about I'm supporting Iran. No, it's not just about Iran. It's about logic. And for me as an African, I also see what is going on in the region. And I also see why Africa is suffering, because most Africans think about it yesterday, because a lot of people are very emotional about this topic. And they say, the Iranians are terrorists, blah, blah, blah. This has nothing to do with any of that. It all have to do with interest. And you have Christians in Nigeria saying, oh, we support President Trump. And, jokingly, I said something yesterday. I said, President Trump posting himself as Jesus Christ, calling himself God. Let's see how many people will support him. And on that video I posted, a lot of Nigerians, a lot of Christians from America say, yeah, we support him no matter what he does. So again, it's the other side that is emotional. I can understand the logic of it. I can see what America is trying to do. But Iran also have their own reasons to live and exist. Why should you try to control them? So if you're saying it's about power, why should Iran not be able to have control over their own destiny? We saw this in 1953. We saw this in 1979. And we are seeing it again. It's about control of oil. When these guys went to Venezuela, they told us that this was about narcotics. This was about Maduro, there's narcotics and so on and so forth. Use that as a precursor and went there. And when they took over, President Trump said, yeah, I wanted to take the oil and I've done it. This is what I want. It has nothing to do with everything that you have been told in the media. Anyway, thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate you. Yeah, if you have any question to ask me, I'm live on YouTube as well. You can leave your comments. Go to my YouTube right now. I'm live, and leave a comments. So we have Iran oil by July 2026. So this is what you believe. This is what you guys are told, that you have. That Iranian oil will be yours by July. So President Trump is telling them that that they should be patient enough, that very soon Iranian oil will be yours. Yeah, you believe so? That very soon Iranian oil will belong Iranian oil will belong to the United States of America, and everything will be smooth and sailing from there. They believe that everything will be automatically, everything will be good, life will be good, there will be no problem anymore. And people truly believe that Iranian oil very soon will be in the hands of the United States of America. Let's listen to what he has to say.
So Iran oil will be for us. The water from Israel will be from us. Bye-bye, Africa. Bye-bye, Middle East. Bye-bye. It's all coming. One nuke will cleanse everything. One nuke. Bye-bye to all the terrorists. New government of Iran. New oil. New water. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Yeah, so basically you're saying that you want them to nuke Africa.
It's the facts. The facts.
So this person is saying that he wants them to nuke Africa and nuke the Middle East, and that bye-bye to the Muslims, bye-bye to Africa. And these are the sort of people that support this president. These are the blind bats that support President Trump. I mean, if you have uneducated people like this that support this leader, he can take them anywhere. Anywhere, anything he wants to do, he can achieve it in no time. These are the sort of people we are dealing with. So this is not a surprise to me at all. It's not a surprise. And when you have President Trump claiming, that, he's Jesus Christ, and people, let's watch this video, guys. President Trump asked the question about his post on Truth Social, claiming to be Jesus Christ, depicting himself as Jesus Christ. And let's listen to his response. I'm live on YouTube.
Mr. President, did you post that picture of yourself depicted as Jesus Christ?
Well, it wasn't depicted. It was me. I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor, and had to do with Red Cross as a Red Cross worker there, which we support. And only the fake news could come up with that one. So I just heard about it, and I said, how did they come up with that? It's supposed to be me as a doctor, making people better, and I do make people better. I make people a lot better. As an example, the 11,000, I understand your husband's going through.
Yeah, so basically, President Trump said, yeah, that image he posted, that he thought it was him as a medical doctor or as a Red Cross worker healing people. That he doesn't know why people are outraged by that stuff he posted. And you have J.D. Vance saying it was a joke. And then no apology, like basically, and you have Christians supporting this. You have a lot of Christians thinking this is okay and supporting this madness. There's no other way you guys can, I can explain this. Guys, if you want, let's go to the chat, and I'm seeing your comment. So Liloki wrote on my YouTube, he said, stupid, like you talk nonsense. Then Leo also said, talk broken English or something like that. And Lloyd David on YouTube commented and said, as a Republican and as a Christian, I cannot support this abomination of Trump or his minions, psychopaths, maggots, ICE, or military invasion of our cities or other countries, Venezuela, Greenland. And then Lloyd Davis said, total BS. So these are the comments I'm getting on my YouTube right now. I'm live. You can go there, subscribe to my YouTube, and hit the notification bell. We're live, and we're having this conversation right now. The point in time where America is imposing a military blockade on Iran. And this is exactly what we are getting. Guys, I can only read your comments on YouTube. So if you want, you can go on my YouTube right now, Savark Media, SAVAVARK. I'm live on YouTube at Savark Media. Go there and subscribe and hit the notification bell. So as we continue this conversation. So President Trump is claiming that the blockade on Iran will continue as long as Iran refuses to play ball, as long as Iran refuses in its word to acquiesce to the dictates of the United States of America, that the US will continue to impose this blockade on Iran and will prevent them from getting any oil. By the way, China have put out a statement saying that this will not be accepted, that Chinese vessels will continue to try to navigate through the Strait of Hormuz because it is their right. They have nothing to do with this. It's none of their business, and that they will continue to buy oil from Iran based on the agreements that they have with Iran. So Chinese vessels are navigating. In fact, we heard that 2 of them have already, entered the Strait of Hormuz and are going there to get oil, and they will continue to do so. Now, let's look at what is going on right now. Over 2,000 people dead in Lebanon since March. A U.S. naval blockade in the Strait of Hormuz. Iranian oil tankers stopped in the Gulf of Oman. And Tehran is demanding over $270 billion in terms of war reparation. This is not a new war, but it is a dramatic escalation at this point. And we are going to break this down. Let's look at exactly what is going on. We are going to break this down one after the other. If you are a MAGA supporter, you want to come up and you can send a request. If you want to have a conversation about this, you support President Trump and his policies, you can send a request. Let's talk about this. So the first part of it, Lebanon. We begin in Lebanon, guys. The human toll is rising by the hour. Since the beginning of March, Israel have launched raids across towns in southern Lebanon, and the official number of the people killed in Lebanon so far is over 2,000, with more than 6,000 people injured. Over 6,000 people injured in Lebanon. All of this because of the position of President Trump. Now you're giving the green light to the Israelis to do this. So when the Israelis were doing this in Gaza, and a lot of people were saying, oh, America will never do this. This is not about, America does not behave like this. And I was laughing. What is the difference between America and Israel? These are the same entities. So let's look at the comments on YouTube. David Clark wrote on YouTube, say, born-again Christians who support Trump are as guilty as Trump. This is the comments from the YouTube from David Clark, 6714. And Ngon Yamaka Sheba on YouTube wrote a comment and said, Grand Rising, maybe we must come to the point of understanding who is God and who is the Most High, the creator of the universe. Now, Brown says, China ain't gonna do anything goofy, referring to me as a goofy. Then Brown also said Iran is soft as charming. This is according to Brown on YouTube. So as you continue to go on the YouTube and write your comments, I will continue to look at them. So basically, you can go right now on my YouTube, Savak Media, SAVVARK Media on YouTube. We are live on YouTube, guys. Don't forget. Okay, Savak Media on YouTube. Go there and subscribe and hit the notification bell. So I'm going to write. We are live, guys, on YouTube. Okay, go right there and subscribe and hit the notification bell. This is the only place I can read your comments. This is the only place I can read your comments. You can go there. And then Donald Pratt said 165 kids dead, no war. This is according to Donald Pratt on, I think he's referring to the attack on the school in Minab in the center of Iran during the first stage of this conflict. America bombed a school in Minab. So guys, continue to go on my YouTube. I'm live on YouTube. Go there, Savak Media. Go right now on my YouTube. Subscribe and hit the notification bell as we continue this conversation. Now, like I said, I won't be able to read your comments anywhere else, only on YouTube. Only on YouTube. I'm not seeing your comments. Now let's move to the sea, specifically the Strait of Hormuz, through which 20% of world oil passes through. The U.S. military has enforced a naval blockade on Iranian ports. And now what we are seeing is real-world confrontation. Last night, a Chinese vessel called the LPs carrying Iranian oil was stopped in the Gulf of Oman for about 6 hours. We don't know yet if it was a U.S.-ordered stop, but it has sent a clear message. Then today, another sanctioned Chinese flagship, the Rich Starry, passed through the Strait of Hormuz and is now approaching the Gulf of Oman. It is not yet clear whether the U.S. blockade will try to stop it. This has created a nightmare for commercial shipping. Vessels are now stuck in the Gulf. unsure if they need permission from Tehran or from Washington. Who's going to permit them to go through that place? And sometimes both. And the risk of escalation is very real, because if Iranian oil is stopped, Iran could retaliate by stopping other Gulf vessels entirely, effectively closing the Strait of Hormuz. And once that happens, shock on the global economy. 20% of global oil transit through the Strait of Hormuz. And this is Iran's trump card. Let's go to the YouTube comments real quick. So Trini Phone says, following you. Thank you so much for subscribing. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Very important. Donald Pratt said it is blocked. Really? Yeah, the Strait of Hormuz can easily be blocked by Iran. And then the United States of America is also claiming that they are going to put a blockade on Iranian ports and stop Iran from selling oil in the international market. This is the sad situation that we have found ourselves today. Guys, we are over 200, 3.6K likes. Push the likes to 30,000. Let's go, guys, and share this video. Post it on your story. Okay? We are here giving updates and you're not tapping the screen. Continue to tap and continue to share it on your story, guys. I'm going to try myself to do this at the same time. Also to write, go to my comments, guys. We are live on YouTube. I'm not seeing your comments anywhere, only on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. Then Kenton Joe from my YouTube say, where are you from? I am from Nigeria. Let's continue to like and share, guys. So right now we're live on YouTube. Continue to share this. Let's get the likes to at least 30 or 40K likes. In no time, we are 183 here. Share this live stream on your story. This will continue for the next 2 hours. We are live on YouTube. Go right to my YouTube and subscribe and hit the notification bell. This is the only place I can see your comments. 3D Phone on YouTube says the Chinese mentioned that the US should not stop any of their vessels or else. How true is that? Yeah, this is what China is saying. So Vibe Master said inside. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. Continue to comment on YouTube. Now, I have a quick question for you guys, and I want your response. At least 20 response on YouTube. Do you guys think that if American blockade begin to harass Chinese vessels, that China will retaliate against America? I'll ask the question again, and I want your comment on YouTube. 40 people on YouTube, I want your comment, your response to this. Do you think that if America puts a blockade against Chinese vessels going to buy Iranian oil, that China will retaliate? This is my question. Again, I'm going to ask you guys, I want your response. Go on my YouTube. I'm not seeing your comments anywhere else. I'm not going to see your comments anywhere else. I'm live on YouTube. Do you think that if America put this blockade on Chinese vessels transiting through the Strait of Hormuz, that China is going to respond? We are live on YouTube, guys. Let me see your comments on YouTube. I want to see all your comments, at least 40 people. So Trini Phone responded by saying China will take Taiwan if that happens. And then Vibe Master commented on YouTube, say the Eagle won't touch those ships ever. This is according to Vibe Master. This is his response from my question. And then Ngonyamaka Sheba says on YouTube, everything they have planned it and set it on the book called Holy Bible, so that when we see it coming, we will relax and say it is the end of the world. Do you think that there's a solution to change that? That is not the answer to my question. I'll ask you guys again one more time. Do you think that the United States of America, if they blockade China from having access to Iranian oil and they blockade Iranian vessels from going to the Strait of Hormuz, that China is going to retaliate? What is your response to that? I'm going to read your comments on YouTube. I'm not seeing it anywhere else. Now, let's go, guys. We're live on YouTube. Go there, subscribe, hit the notification bell. This conversation is happening at the point in time where there's heightened tension, when America is putting a blockade on Iranian ports, stopping them from selling their oil on the international market. Trini Phone says, and Iran will block the Red Sea. Global Shifa said, yes, they will retaliate. And Heady Journalist said, you want popularity? No, I don't want you to buy any viewers. Don't come here and drop those stuff here. Thank you so much, guys. Let's continue to tap and share, guys. Appel say, welcome in, everybody. Share your questions with Sav. Thank you so much. If you have any question, you can leave it here. And we are live on YouTube, guys. Continue to go to my YouTube and hit the notification bell and subscribe. And by the way, you can go back and read all my comments. And Lukman Toyosi said, yes, China will definitely retaliate. Docman says, bro, talk about Epstein. This is according to Docman on my YouTube. And Charles said, China is changing the oil currency from the US dollar to the Chinese yuan. American economy is going to crash. This is according to Charles on YouTube, the comment on YouTube. Olatunji said, China will only condemn it. They will not engage the US. China is also far from home. This is according to Olatunji, meaning that China does not have the same expeditionary ability that America have more power on the sea than China, and that it will be a fool's errand. It will be stupid for China to try to wage this war on America or try to fight against the United States of America. In this regard, that there will be a problem. Guys, continue to tap and share, guys. Can you write? I don't know, maybe I will mod with my second account so I can be able to pin the comments. I need to continue to pin the comments. It's very important. We're live on YouTube, guys. We are live on YouTube. If you want to comment, if you have any question for me, you can go live on my YouTube and write this comment. So Triniphone on YouTube said, the American empire is failing and falling. The empire is about to die. This is according to Triniphone. Lukman Toyosi said on YouTube, and I read, yes, China will definitely retaliate. Welcome to the multipolar world. And then Global Shifa said, but I don't think it will be a military confrontation. They will sanction or embargo something against America. This is according to Global Shifa on the comment on my YouTube. And then Charles said China has biggest military on the planet. Charles said China are technology leaders on YouTube. And Triniford said more power on the sea has been proven to be futile. Very soon the Iranians will start sending more Shahid drones. And then Notice Nice said NATO is finished thanks to Trump. Gerald James says shut down all the power to Barge Island, and it doesn't matter what China does. You know, this is according to them. So let's have this conversation about what is going on. President Trump have announced the embargo, the blockade on Iranian oil. So we're live on YouTube, guys. This is the only place I'll see your comment. Let me bring my second account so I can be able to pin this comment. The comment disappears after every 1 minute, so I have to go there and do it myself and continue to pin it. We are live on YouTube, guys, because there's a new audience coming in every single time, and we need to continue to tell them to go live on YouTube. Gerald James says shut down all the power to Kag Island. This is what you mean, to Kag Island. So what you're saying is that they should stop, they should bomb Kag Island and stop Iran from pumping oil to that place, and that if they stop them from pumping oil to that place, and that the situation somehow will be resolved. I don't believe so. I do not believe so, guys. Let's continue to tap and share, guys. We are live on YouTube. Go right there. If you have any question, you can comment, and let's go. How do I pin this comment? Okay, it's not allowing me to pin. I see why. Let's see why it's not allowing me to pin. Thank you so much, guys. We are live on YouTube. Go right there and comment. We have. And so Gerald James says, shut down all power to Kag Island. Moses is here. America has no allies left. This is according to Charles. Like I said, we are live on YouTube. Do not forget, guys, we're live on YouTube. Savak Media on YouTube. Okay, let's see. I think it's working now. I can pin the comments. We are live on YouTube, guys. Let's continue to tap and share. Please, if you go on my YouTube, I want you to go and watch my previous videos that I posted on these topics and other related topics. That is very important. Secondly, if you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell so that if I go live, you can see anytime I go live. This conversation is happening at a point in time when the US is imposing this blockade on Iran. We are live on YouTube, guys. Do not forget to power tap and share. Double click on your screen twice for the likes on YouTube. Share this video on YouTube and comment if you have any question about what is going on in Iran and President Trump posting an image of himself as Jesus Christ. Write your comment and I will respond to it. If you have any question, write your questions and I will comment on it. We are live on YouTube, guys. I will not be able to see your comments anywhere else. Only on YouTube. We are live on YouTube, guys. Go right now and engage in the conversation. So Charles on YouTube is commenting. He's saying that China are world leaders. Before we continue, guys, I want to show you a video of Alex Jones. And I'm going to play this video, guys. Alex Jones saying that President Trump is possessed by the devil and that he needs prayers and he needs help. This is what Alex Jones is saying. Guys, let's listen to this video. I'm going to play this video, guys. I'm showing this live on YouTube. Like I said, continue to engage with the conversation. This is happening at a point in time when the United States of America is blockading Iran, is blockading China from getting oil from Iran. And on top of that, President Trump is in a war of words with the Vatican. He's in a war of words with Pope Leo, claiming that without him, Pope Leo would not have been chosen as the Vatican leader, that the Vatican and Rome chose Pope Leo in order to please him. Because, that the Catholic Church have their own problems, with the child abuse stuff and a host of other issues. Because of that, President Trump believed that the Vatican chose Pope Leo, the first American Pope, in order to please him, so that he will not, deal with them. This is according to President Trump. This is exactly what he's saying. So Alex Jones is saying something, and let's watch this video, guys. Let's watch this video. We need at least 1,500 likes, 1,500 comments on YouTube. And for those of you watching on other platforms, I want the likes. Click on this, guys. The likes should go up to 50,000. Over 200 of you watching right now, and you're not tapping and sharing. You're not tapping. Let's get the likes to at least 50,000 likes. We are on 7,500 likes. That is nothing. Over 200 people watching, and you're not liking and sharing. It's crazy. It is crazy. Continue to like and share and engage with this conversation. So let's listen to what Alex Jones said about this. Let's listen to this, guys.
But at the end of the day, I just feel sorry for him and pray that God touches his heart.
So Alex Jones is saying that President Trump needs prayer and that he has been possessed by the devil.
It's just that simple. This is a nightmare. We know the Democrats, the left, are absolutely terrible. But when Trump's calling for wiping out whole civilizations and acting like a supervillain, I have to come out and say I don't support it. It's that simple. So again, Trump's own wife came out at an unannounced press conference today and said the Epstein crimes are real and that she wants the victims to be in front of Congress and the cover up to end. That's the opposite of what Trump's saying. Looks to me like she's breaking with Trump because she knows the ship's sinking, has found out the truth. Yeah. Elon left 8 months ago saying he's in the files as a cover up. I never saw any evidence of it, but he's acting like he's guilty. We know he's protecting Howard Lutnick, who said he didn't know Epstein didn't go to the island, and he did. So all I can say is this is a terrible day, and it's a nightmare for America and the world, but I'm going to tell the truth, report on the facts, no matter what.
Yeah, so Alex Jones is saying, look, it's crazy. Even Melania Trump came out to talk about the whole allegations of connection to Jeffrey Epstein in an unannounced press conference. Went out there with a terrible English like mine and went out to the press conference, and said, oh, this and that the victims of Epstein should testify before Congress. Well, if that happens, it's going to affect the Trump administration, Trump and his friends. So she doesn't know exactly what she's talking about. And we have Pam Bondi being fired because she was subpoenaed and asked to come and testify before Congress. All of this is happening, in very short space of time. And then you have people like Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owen, all of them, most of them that supported President Trump, backing down and saying, look, enough is enough. We cannot continue to do this. And then you saw the election that happened in Hungary. Viktor Orban, humiliated and disgraced from his leadership position because of his connection to the American leader. President Trump now in Europe is poison chalice. Any political leader in Europe that aligns with Trump is going to lose election. It is clear. So Shah on YouTube commented, what are your thoughts on President Trump disrespecting the Pope? Why? Because people have given him so much power. This is a president that believes that he's closer to God. This is a president that is posting images of himself, to look like he's God. So, I mean, I'm not surprised that this president claims that he's God. Are you surprised that this president claims that he's God? Absolutely not. I am not surprised. And this is happening because we have a MAGA base that will support him to hell, that will continue to follow him. Some of them claim that they are Christian, but they cannot see this sacrilege and blasphemy with the president claiming to be God. Why? Because the sycophants and because the cronies around him make him believe that he's closer to God. And you have all these people coming to the White House and say, oh, this is the first Jewish president. This guy is closer to Jesus Christ and so on and so forth. This is what they're putting in his mind, and he's believing in his own little lies. And this guy is going from place to place, damaging American relationship with their allies, damaging the relationship with the Europeans, damaging the relationship with the rest of the world, imposing tariff on other countries, picking the war with China, picking the war. So to him, it's all about his ego. To President Trump, it's all about his feelings and his emotions. And if he doesn't satisfy his feelings and his emotions, that's it. That is it. So I'm going to continue to read your comments on YouTube. I'm not seeing your comments anywhere else. Trinity Phone said, Pam Bondi residing in the U.S. military base just to avoid being summoned to testify at Congress. And then you have Olatunji saying Trump is just trolling people with a savior post. Why are people just taking it seriously? So if somebody else did it, if a Muslim leader did it, would you accept it? It's trolling. When somebody, a world leader, is claiming to be God, you say it's a troll. You can't. And this is the thing, they'll make up excuses for this president. These supporters, these Christian extremists that want to kill Muslims, will continue to make up excuses for this president. He can do no wrong. Even if he goes and bomb a church, they'll say, no, he didn't mean to do it. They'll continue to make up excuses for this president. They went to a school in Minna, bombed that school, claimed that it was the Iranians that stole American Tomahawk missile to do it to themselves. And then even when CENTCOM admitted that it was them that did it, President Trump said, yeah, we did it. So what? And he's claiming that they want to steal oil from Iran. The guy is very clear on his position. I don't know what you guys are on about. These guys will continue to make excuses for President Trump. Let's listen to what he's saying. You said he's trolling. You are claiming he's trolling. He took down the video, and when they asked him about why he did that, this is his response. Let's
Mr. President, did you post that picture of yourself depicted as Jesus Christ?
Well, it wasn't depicted. It was me. I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor, and had to do with Red Cross as a Red Cross worker there, which we support. And only the fake news could come up with that one. So I just heard about it, and I said, how did they come up with that? It's supposed to be me as a doctor making people better, and I do make people better. I make people a lot better. As an example, the 11,000, I understand your husband's going through treatment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's going through some very serious cancer treatment, so
yes, sir.
This goes a long way.
Yes, sir, it sure does.
So basically, you are making excuses for him that, oh, he's just a child, he's just a kid, he doesn't know yet, this is the president of America, but he's just playing, he's just a kid on a high school playing. And the president admitted that he posted that image. The president doubled down on it and said, well, I posted it thinking it's a picture of a doctor, of me as a doctor healing people. And he did that on the backdrop of the fact it was not a troll. He did that on the backdrop of him starting a war of words with Pope Leo, because Pope Leo says, bring an end to the war. He called him weak and picked a fight with the Vatican, claiming that the Pope will not be there today without him. That the reason that the Vatican, the Catholic Church, chose an American Pope for the first time is just to please him. And he's insinuating that he would have dealt with the church because, the Catholic Church also have their own scandal, this child exploitation and whatever is going on. And President Trump was saying during his first term, and was like openly talking about it. And who knows whether he was going to come and begin to investigate it and all the abuses that happen in the US. So he's claiming that they gave an American Pope to make it difficult for President Trump or to appease him. That is what he's claiming. So for you to make up excuse for President Trump and saying he's just trolling, he's just a child in high school. I gave you guys the same analogy. When parents bring up their children and spoil them and make excuses from them, this is why they become terrorists. These children become criminals in the society. They become armed robbers. And you send them to school. For instance, mothers loving their, their male child and, like, oh, my child can do no wrong. They don't correct that child. They don't do anything. They pamper him because it's a male child. They love, on the basis of Oedipus complex. They love that child, and that child can do no wrong. The maid is wrong. He fights in the school. They make up excuses. They make up excuses for this child until the child ends up in prison or in the grave. This is the same thing that these supporters of Trump that hate Muslims or hate Arabs or have a problem with black people in America, supporting him for different reasons. A lot of these MAGA supporters, if you look at them, they want black people and Latinos and everybody to be deported from the country. And they're always coming up and making up excuses. Always making up excuses for this president. He can do no wrong. Why? Because he's closer to God. And he said it himself. This is why he posted that image of him looking like God. Because he believes that is God. And this is not the first time. Last year, he posted another image of himself as a pope. Remember, he did that last year. President Trump last year posted an image of himself as pope. So let's look at your comments on YouTube. Continue to leave the comments, guys. Continue to leave the comments. Olatunji said, this is just a troll. People with savior post. Why are people taking it seriously? It's just a troll. And then thank you for the gifts. Then Physic said the problem, and this is on YouTube, right? I'm reading your comments on YouTube. The problem is many people don't understand history. Trump is their God. Trump is their God. This is according to Physic Elite Star Trade. This is on YouTube. The comments on YouTube is only what I'm reading. Then Sugar Ray Robinson on YouTube said, we all need to unite as people. These people are trying to divide us. And then Catwalk said Jesus doesn't have an American flag behind him and Jesus is not white. This is according to Catwalk on YouTube, commented on YouTube. And then, people always, you see, these guys are always making up excuses. Always making up excuses for this president. According to them, this president can do no wrong. They're always making up excuses for a leader which is in clear breach of every single rule in the book. And yet, to them, he can do no wrong. Now, let's look at what the news is saying out there. Let's look at what the international media is saying. First, we will go and look at what the Russians are saying about this. So we go and look at the RT. So I'm going to be sharing my screen with you guys, and we are going to look at the major media outlets and what they are saying. We are going to look at the different media outlets and see what they are saying about the situation happening right now. We are going to look at the major media outlets, and let's see what they are saying. This is let's look at what they are saying, guys. The media outlets. Let's see what the media outlet is saying, guys. So according to Terra, this is from the Russian television, Russian TV. It says that the U.S. is in breach of trust, and that this breach of trust led to the collapse of the talks. This is according to the Iranian diplomat. According to RT, Tehran remains ready to negotiate in good faith. Its Consul General in Mumbai, Saeed Reza Mosayyeb Motlaq, said on RT. He said a breach of trust by the U.S. led to the collapse of the talks in Islamabad and the end to the Middle East, which basically the talks were to bring an end to the Middle East conflict. The Washington changed its approach and attempted to dictate the terms, saying that Iran has no right to uranium enrichment. Tehran's Consul General in Mumbai, Saeed Reza Mosayyeb Motlaq, said in an interview on Tuesday, Iran's initial 10-point proposal, which the U.S. have accepted as a basis for talks, included its peaceful nuclear rights. Look, the U.S. accepted that as a basis of, giving these Iranians a sense of calm to allow America to load up and carry out this blockade. President Trump have always had this at the back of his mind. Okay? He has always had this at the back of his mind that he wanted to do some sort of naval activity. This is why they were sending people to the region. While we're talking about the escalation, what they actually wanted was this. So they are using the talks as a delay tactic. It's a breakdown of trust. And Iran have stated clearly over and over again, we don't trust the United States of America. We're having negotiation with them in 2025, they bombed us. We're having negotiations again this year, 2026, and on the 28th of February, America bombed Iran again. And then you have the Israelis wiping out the entirety of Lebanon, taking territory from Syria. And it is beyond me how these Arabs think that they are smart, that they're giving money to America to come and destroy Iran and to bomb other countries. And they're doing it to themselves so that the leaders can stay in power. And they give them all these excuses about sectarian division. And they are doing this to themselves. These Arabs are very slow. They are doing this to themselves at a point in time when America is destroying the region and the Israelis are the only single problem in the region. Israel is the overseas base of the United States of America. And these guys are accepting it. It's beyond me. To them, this primordial fight and issue matter to them more than dealing with the enemy in the region, which is America and Israel. And if they do this in the Middle East, they will do this in the Pacific, they will do this in Africa, and they will do this around the world. These guys were having negotiations in Islamabad, and then J.D. Vance came and said, oh, well, we don't like what we are being told. This same, I don't even think for a second that they were interested in these negotiations. This was a facade. It was a smoke screen. These guys were not interested. Never interested in any form of negotiation. They never had any interest in any form of negotiation. Let's look at your comments on YouTube. John said, tyranny is widespread throughout America. They are strong but not invincible. Charles on my YouTube commented, Trump is following through with the book of Revelations. This is very funny, guys. I need to read this again. This person is saying that Trump is following through with the book of Revelations. He will bring forth the Antichrist. And then Physics said on YouTube, black people need to worry about their own issues. What is wrong with Trump depicting himself as Jesus Christ is for them. So this person is a black man. He said that black people should worry only about black issues. Why do you care about what President Trump decides to do depicting himself as Jesus Christ? I mean, for Christians in Nigeria that are supporting this leader in America for these reasons, I mean, I want them to see clearly what is going on. For evangelical Christians in America that continue to think that Jesus Christ, that President Trump can do no wrong, this president he has had everything you have to say to him. And he believes now that he's God. He is claiming to be God. President Trump is claiming to be God. And when he posts an image like that, it's really disturbing. And the fact that you guys are finding a justification for this American leader that is waking up in the middle of the night and claiming to be God, that is picking a fight with the Vatican City, claiming that the Pope only got there because he was elected as president of the United States, and that the Vatican did that to give him, to make him happy. It's beyond me. And like I said, they asked him about, why are you doing this? And he said, yeah, I thought the video I posted was just about me and the Red Cross and whatever. Like, this is crazy. It's beyond anything you have ever seen. This is an American president acting like a child. And I'm not surprised at this point in time. In my lifetime, this is the worst American president I've ever seen. I mean, people will have different arguments, but this president, I've never seen any American president like this before. And a lot of people will keep going back and say, oh man, this President Trump is dealing with the Muslims. And most of them are cock-a-hoop. They're happy, they're dancing that, oh, this is the best time to deal with the Muslims. Because we have a president in power that clearly declared that his war is against Muslims. You have a president in power that is constantly losing his mind. He's saying one thing 1 minute, the second minute. The president that told us that Iran is begging him to bomb them, that Iranian people are asking him to come and bomb them, that anytime American troops leave, They'll say, oh, please come and bomb us. We want to be unalived. We want to be bombed to death so that we can be democratic. This president have lost his mind. And people continue to tolerate this nonsense. Why should anybody tolerate this president? Why should anybody tolerate him? I have never seen anything like this in my life. We are live on YouTube, guys. Go and engage with the conversation. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. Let's have a conversation about what is happening. The US President Donald Trump have stated that a complete military blockade on the Strait of Hormuz is happening and is blocking Iranians from selling their oil. Yeah, what do you have to say real quick? Go ahead. Yeah, if you're going to come up and play music, don't come up at all. So the president is, at this point, embarrassing himself. This president is this is the worst president in America's history. I have never seen anything like this before. If you're a MAGA supporter, send a request. Let's have a conversation. If you're a MAGA supporter, a Trump supporter, and you have something to say in this regard, send a request. Let's have a conversation. It's working now. You're saying that my internet is acting up. I'd love to find out. I think if you're a MAGA supporter, you intend to join this conversation and have a real talk with me about the situation, you can send a request to come up and I'll bring you up and we can have the conversation respectfully. No shouting, no crash out. Respectfully, we can have you can easily send a request. You can easily send a request. We are live on YouTube, guys. So let's look at what JD said. Only one saying is claiming to be God is you. It's about Pope Leo. No, it's not about Pope Leo. President Trump posted an image of himself as Jesus Christ. And for you as Christians, you believe Jesus Christ is God. Is that not correct? So if you believe Jesus Christ is God and President Trump is posting an image depicting himself as Jesus Christ, he's claiming to be God. JD said you have a big mouth like a woman, you don't think or research, or you think with your emotions. So, well, you have a problem with women, right? Which is fine. If you believe I don't do my research or whatever you think, that's on you. But if you are going to make such comments, disparaging comments about women, I think that tells me the kind of person you are. Then John said people need to speak with their emotions. I don't know what that is. This is the comments we are having on YouTube, guys. So people are, having all sorts of comments. Let's go back to the conversation about, and who else commented? John S1 on YouTube says, power is in international unity, and we must get on the right side of those world powers to strengthen us. What else? Let's go to John. Tyranny is widespread throughout America. They are strong, but not invincible. This is according to them, guys. We are having a real conversation now, guys. Go right on my YouTube. If you want to have a conversation, for those of you that are MAGA supporters, you can send a request to come up. John said people need to speak with their emotions. What does that mean when you say people need to speak with their emotions? Anyways, let's continue the conversation. Now, what is going on? There's a real risk of a global conflict, a maritime conflict and standoff between America and probably China. Reality on the ground is that this might happen very soon. So let's continue to power tap and share, guys. We are live on YouTube. Don't forget to share. Let's have a real conversation. If you want to come, you can request to come up and we can talk about this. Like I said, it gets worse because Iran have allies. So if America is going to impose these sanctions on Iran to prevent them from accessing the sea, we could as well see Iran retaliating, not just in the Strait of Hormuz, but the Houthis retaliating in the Red Sea, in the Bab al-Mandab. And this is going to grind oil supplies down to the barest minimum. And this is the risk that we run, guys. We're live on YouTube, so if you want to follow the conversation, go right on my YouTube. Yes, you're up.
Hi, Sam. How are you?
Yeah, Iran is demanding a $270 billion reparation for the damages caused by Israel and America. That is number one. And secondly, what is your opinion on President Trump depicting himself as Jesus Christ?
So first of all, for the first thing, Iran can wait like forever for reparations of any damages. When the Black community in the United States of America get reparations, maybe then we'll think about them. It's cute. Nobody owes them anything. If they want to not listen to the U.S. when they tell them no nuclear weapons, then take accountability. You will get kaboomed for it, and nobody's going to help you rebuild. Secondly, I don't agree. I think it's very disrespectful that he put an image like that. Even the excuse of him being a doctor. I'm a Trump supporter, but I still support Christians. I think it's very disrespectful. And the Pope, listen, the Pope is giving his opinion about wars. He's not a political figure, so he will always want peace. I think Trump is just a man that is very opinionated at the end of the day, and he'll just say it. It doesn't matter if you're a Pope, whoever you are, he's just going to say it. I think he could have said it maybe differently because he's a religious figure. But again, Trump is Trump. I really
Have you ever seen like any American president disparage the position? I don't know. There are close to 1.2 something billion Catholics around the world, from what I heard. I don't know. Over one majority of Christians around the world are Catholics. The vice president J.D. Vance, is Catholic. Marco Rubio is Catholic. A lot of Catholics within his cabinet, and the fact that he threw the Pope under the bus. I mean, maybe he thinks he's talking to the Iranian leadership, or he's talking to, and these are the people that are supporting Trump, the Christians, a lot of them. And then the statement about the Pope does not put him in good light. That is number one. And then following through on that and posting that image. And people said, oh, it's a mistake. He was just trolling. There's another image of him from last year on his Truth Social, posting himself as Pope. Did you see that one as well? Yeah. So again, for those of you that support Trump, no matter what he does, and I'm glad that you at least you sort of admit that this is not a good look. A lot of Americans and Israelis actually standing 10 toes down, defending every single action that the leader does, whether it's right or wrong.
Listen, I'm Jewish, I'm not Christian, but I do understand what Jesus is for Christians. That's their God. And if anybody tries to appear as if he's Jesus, that is disrespectful at the end of the day. I'm not going to take away, again, I'm Jewish, I'm not Christian, but you do know that I advocate for Christians. And I know that a lot are upset if it's about the Pope, if it's about the images. I think that was a poor decision by Trump. But again, we're dealing also with the president that basically tweets 24/7. We're in a new generation of governments where they talk through social media now. And it's becoming very openly with using AIs, videos, and etc. And I think that we are the problem because we gave I think even the governments this like green light because we are people of phones, we're people of social media, we are people that are addicted 24/7 to social media. So they're appealing to us through what we use. So I think it's also our fault. We kind of corrupted anything that was good when it comes to political figures, religious figures. It's becoming all a mockery at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I agree with you. It's a complete joke. You know, you and I don't agree on a lot of things. But thank you so much for at least, seeing the point, because when I look at Africa, where I come from, you have a lot of Christians in Africa. Right now, I'm on YouTube, and I'm seeing comments saying, well, he was just playing, it's just, this is just a mistake. Oh, well, the president did not say it was a mistake. The president is doubling down, saying he thought the image was just about him being a nurse working for Red Cross or something like that.
Yeah,
it's insane.
The generation. But we're dealing with a generation that is tech savvy, and everything to them is trolling, is joking. It's a generation that takes things much lightly than my generation, your generation. We could see things in a lens, and they see it in a complete different lens. I had this conversation. A lot of people said, yeah, he's trolling. Yeah, he said he's a doctor. Obviously, he did use an image of him portraying as Jesus. It is what it is. I think, I voted for the man. I still support the man. Poor decision, my opinion.
Yeah, poor decision. So let's go to the next topic, which is the Strait of Hormuz and the American blockade on Iranian vessels. What is your opinion on that? And would this open up another front to China? Because the statement from the Chinese Ministry of Defense says that they have an agreement with Iran, that China will continue to operate in international waters, and they will not allow anybody to dictate to them what to do. They have an agreement with Iran, and Iran controls the Strait of Hormuz, and they will continue to use it because Iran allows them to use it. And then over the past 5 hours or thereabout, we had that America stopped the Chinese vessel that was going out of the Strait of Hormuz for about 6 hours, and they let it go or something like that. And that another vessel again is on its way going through the Gulf of Oman. So do you think that this will open up another front, a direct confrontation between China and the United States in that regard? And what do you think the US is trying to achieve by doing this?
I think they're putting pressure on Iran. Well, this pressure is to release the uranium that is in their power and their possession, and they have to give it. And if they don't, then that strait is going to continuously stay closed until they stop dictating international waters as well. What they did, basically saying this ship won't go through, this ship would go through. What's the difference? So America just put a complete blockade on them. They're using their power to actually break international laws. So now America said, okay, now we're going to close it completely. And if it does do a front with China, then it is what it is. America is not going to budge. Donald Trump said, I'm not signing 90%, I'm not signing 95%, I'm signing 100%. 100% means you give us all the enriched uranium, we sign a ceasefire deal, and we move forward. So I know that the Iranians did approach the U.S. They want to continue negotiations about the uranium. So I think Trump said that they will.
Yeah, but
Let's see where that goes.
Yeah, but this is what the Trump administration is saying. And in this game of chicken, in this game of because this is a game that these guys are playing. It's a zero-sum game, and I don't think Iran is going to give it up anytime soon. I mean, people talk about the blockade. So does that mean that if Indian tankers are trying to go to the Strait of Hormuz and they have Iranian permission to buy the oil and they're going there, the US is going to stop them? Does it mean that if Chinese tankers are going to Iran, because Iran doesn't have to send its own vessels. If others are going to buy oil, and these are American allies, and their economies can actually grind to a halt without this, the US is going to stop them. So what is happening right now, in my opinion, is that America is putting every other person under the bus. And American allies are going into that.
Putting pressure. Well, what do you mean? They're also
on Japan. They're putting pressure on Japan. Now let me finish.
That's a very good tactic.
No, let me see. Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, the European countries, these are all the manufacturing bases of America. America have no manufacturing base in terms of their tech. Most of it, they outsource it. So if they refuse those countries from buying oil, because Trump said the blockade is on Iran, the ceasefire will end very soon. In about, I think, 7 or 8 days, once it comes to an end, and that blockade remains, Iran will start firing drones at American vessels that are imposing the blockade. They start firing missiles at them, and they'll go back to a shooting match.
Buy from America.
Yeah,
Buy from America.
Exactly. So that is the point. The US is now punishing the allies of America, like the Saudis.
The allies should put pressure.
No. The point here is that the Saudis and the Qataris and all of them that have been paying these trillions to America are now being thrown under the bus. And President Trump is a genius, because what he's doing right now is that he's blaming Iran and saying Iran is the problem. So I'm going to stop all of you from selling oil. If you want to survive, come and buy oil from America. Even if he's going to sell that oil for a period of 6 or 9 months, he has now given himself and his friends this contract, and Russia, and it's telling the rest of the world, come and buy oil from us and Russia. So I'm giving a gift to my friend Vladimir Putin, and I'm asking you to come and buy oil from the US. These Arab, to me, they are losers. Like, honestly, these Arabs in the Gulf, and in general, some of them that have lost their mind, they are complete losers. And look at what they've done to themselves. I say that with every sense of responsibility from what I've seen. And they think they're smarter. Like they think, oh, we are too smart. And the Israelis are looking at them and saying, hang on a second, we know exactly what, one by one, we are going to unplug you. And it's really sad. It's sad to see that the Saudis and these other countries thought that they can play over the intelligence of the Americans and Israelis by using Iran as the disposable element. And what Trump is doing to them now, Trump doesn't really care about Iran. He's pressuring and putting pressure on the economies of those countries so that they can divert everything to America. if this continues for the next 6 months, I mean, the American populace might pay the price in terms of the hike in prices there and there, but the American companies will benefit from it.
Sam, it's very simple. Either divert to America, buy oil from America, or put pressure on Iran to let go of their enriched uranium. Either way, Iran will lose.
So
they're losing money coming in, flowing to them. They're losing ally ships, and they're losing the power that they had in the Middle East.
Then the Saudis.
That's where Trump and Bibi did a huge checkmate on Iran.
So what do you think about the Saudis? The Saudis are losing the oil, losing the market. The UAE, the UAE is completely gone.
The Saudis, you know that the Gulf countries actually pushed on Trump finishing Iran once and for all.
Fantastic question. So what do you think about these Arabs that have decided, oh,
you said it before, these Arabs are slow, so I gotta kind of agree with you. They don't know when somebody's making a move on them. They're very cocky and confident, and when somebody comes with like a large move on them, they're very surprised, and then they start crying, give us $270 billion, give us this. You were right, Sav, I'm quoting you. You said these Arabs are slow.
No, I didn't say they're slow. I said they're losers.
Yeah, you did.
No, I said they're losers.
You said slow.
No, I'm going further than that. I said they are losers.
They are, because they use their power of threatening, yet they don't see when two masterminds are having
a huge
move on their asses.
I mean, if you look at Trump and what Trump have done,
no rules in war. There's no rules in war.
Yeah, if I'm Saudi Arabia, and this continues for 6-9 months, and Iran is able to block the Strait of Hormuz, and America blocks oil from going out of the region, and India now have to go to the US to buy at premium price. America can decide to sell at $140 per barrel, but stop oil from going through the Gulf, coming out of the Gulf. It's not Iran that is being punished alone. The Saudi economy will go back at least 1 decade. The UAE have nothing. Like what the UAE have is like they built, apart from gas, they built their listing on tourism and so on and so forth. What Trump will be able to reverse American deficit by a large chunk of amount if he can maintain this for 1 year. So even though a lot of people think, if it's asymmetric that America will lose, I mean, the American people will feel the heat and they might pressure President Trump. But I think this might continue for the next 2 or 3 months. In my opinion, it's not about the negotiations. This is a golden opportunity for President Trump to benefit all his friends, particularly in the oil industry, like they did in Venezuela. This is a golden opportunity for them to now pump their oil into the market and make people dependent on them. And who is going to suffer? The Arabs in the region that care more about sectarianism. I don't understand. I'm one of the biggest critics of Israel, Daniela, you know that. But are you surprised with the move by these Arabs? What is really driving this? Does it matter more to them sectarianism than the reality? Because from where I see it, the biggest power in the region right now.
I think the Gulf states are in on this, and I think the Gulf states have a huge deal waiting for them to bank money, and it's just pushing Iran to the side. They're going to become much powerful than Iran in the region, and I think the day that Donald Trump landed in Qatar and took a plane, that's the day where this ball was rolling to pushing Iran to be the weakest link in the region.
So you think that the Arabs are doing the right thing by encouraging this attack?
Iran is a problem.
Yeah, but Iran is a problem. This is you saying it. This is the Israelis saying this and the Americans saying this. But it doesn't necessarily make it true. But again, I want to go back to your point. You say that if Israel becomes the dominant power in the region and it has no other adversary and the Arabs can accept their position as a sub for Israel and America, they can be more prosperous. That's what you're saying.
Of course. Who do you think you'll make more money with? A partnership with America or a partnership with Iran?
So when people are independently thinking and they want to trade their oil in the yuan or trade with other countries, that's not accepted by Israel and America. And this is what Iran is trying to do. And the Arabs in Saudi Arabia and Qatar and Bahrain and Kuwait and all these countries, they think it's the right thing for them to. And again, people keep saying, don't say Arabs. Should I say Africans? I keep seeing that all the time. They say, oh, don't say it's the government. But when I'm talking about Israel and I'm mentioning Israel and the Jews, that's okay, right? I am not going to be, told how to speak. I am deeply, deeply pained by what is going on in the region. And the reason is that the Arabs do deals with Israel at night and they criticize them during the day. It has been a
I
must.
think you're just shocked. I think you're just shocked because I think you had a lot of faith and you really thought that, the region and the people that you supported are very powerful, and you're slowly finding out that they're very low IQ. They don't see anybody preparing anything against them, even if you put it in their faces. They have not learned to study Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu.
No, they've not learned to study the pattern. It has been going on since 1940.
They don't know how to study. No.
Since 1947, they have not studied the pattern. Israel, one by one, is plucking all their feathers. They have never sat down over 400, 600 million of them.
In the Middle East.
And then they think that by uniting with Israel now is going to help them. Israel is now saying the next one.
It most definitely will help them because they see Israel, this small little country in the Middle East, has a lot of power. And it showed it in the past 3 years. It's showing it against the Houthis, it's showing it against Hamas, it's showing it in Lebanon, and it definitely showed it in Iran. So they're asking themselves, who do you think I should partner with? America, which is America. America is very good allies with Israel, and we want to make money. We'd rather have peace in the region and actually prosper and have money, or should we just back up Iran and continue with this Shmerism and lose everything?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think it's any of that terrorism or whatever you're saying. I mean, I understand what you think.
100% it is. That's what.
As Israel, guys, we're live on YouTube, guys. Don't forget, if you write your comments on YouTube, I'll read them. I understand as an Israeli, you think that this is terrorism coming from Iran and they're supporting proxies. The Saudis have been exactly the same thing, if not worse. No, but the point I want to make...
We're not known as a Shmerist regime. No, we're not. We're only known by these countries as a regime. Around the world, we are a government and a legit one. All around the world, the IRGC, Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis of Yemen, all these proxies are known as terrorists.
Yeah, so you have there's a comment from my YouTube for you. They say, who is the judge of IQ? Brain surgeons or God? Because you made it mention.
Can you tell that person if you put their brain in a bird, the bird is going to hit a wall?
Yeah, so this is then Captain Homer, name changes, seat of rule change, it's all in the same pyramid scheme. I don't really understand, but again, I've lost my mind.
Why are they mad at me? They should be mad at you. You said Arabs are slow.
No, I said in regards to what I've seen, they are losers. That's what I said.
100%. They've never been winners, and I don't know why you always take their side.
No, I'm not taking anybody's side. I'm taking the side of anybody that stand up against Israel and America. So if Africans,
how is that going for the?
So what that means to me is that if Arabs or Africans decide to pick the side of America and Israel, I stand against it and I will stand 10 toes down. I don't have friends. I have allies, and my interest is very important. Anybody that do deals with the Israelis and anybody that do deals with the Americans is my enemy.
You prosper. You make money.
Can you not see that they are bombing your neighbors? Can you not see that they are bombing your neighbors? We are celebrating.
Don't attack us. Very simple. Stop attacking us. We won't attack you back. You have a problem with us being in Lebanon? Don't shoot missiles at us. We did a ceasefire with Lebanon, with Hezbollah, because it's not Lebanon, after they decided, let us help Hamas. No problem. Then they wanted to join. Let us help the IRGC. Okay, no more. Now we're taking that piece of land until you learn your lesson. We're going to disarm you, and you're going to get out of Lebanon. Not only that, we're going to go make a peace agreement with Lebanon. And more countries in the Middle East are going to have peace with Israel. You know why?
You are trying to have so basically you're saying that Israel intends to have peace agreement with Lebanon. From what I heard, Nawaf Shalom, who's the prime minister of Shalom, because he's a Jewish guy, and I heard the stories about Nawaf Salim, that his grandparents or whatever were the ones that sold. Yeah, this is the guy that sold most of the Lebanese land to the Rothschild. So his family, there's a history with his family selling out the country to the Israelis or to the Jews during the initial period. So I'm not surprised by that. So rulers everywhere tend to be evil, according to Captain Homer on YouTube. Yeah, so you're saying that Yeah, for me, it's about my interest. And I'm not going to waver, or I'm not going to turn around and say this. You know, like in the lead up to this war, most of them did not really support Israel. I will say that up front. But they will tell you, yeah, we don't like Iran either. We want the regime gone. And you have people, you know, on media, on social media, that I saw, some of them that we sat on the same panel, advocated for Palestine. And when it came to Iran, so all of a sudden they have a different opinion. And you have the Syrians, the prime minister of the foreign minister of Syria, even saying that Syria will be willing to go to Iran to help the Americans and Israelis. You know, and they will be willing to go to Lebanon to expel Hezbollah.
Are they breaking this dream that you thought that they have this unity, that they're gonna go come again, all of them come against Israel and demolish us? Because I feel like it's a little bubble that somebody's bursting, and you're very shocked that why are they siding with Israel and they're not helping their Muslim brothers and sisters? Sav, the most beneficial thing for us in Israel is the fight. Sunnis are very excited to see Shi'is fall. They'd rather help Israel for what the Shi'is has done to them than go help them. It is what it is.
Yeah, and clearly this is exactly what I'm noticing. It seems to me that they are more than willing to help the Israelis than to help their own cousins. It's insane. It's crazy, man. So anytime you have chance, we can do some section on YouTube.
So Israel is winning in the Middle East. That's it. You never thought that would have.
Right now, they have an upper hand, and clearly the Arabs are supporting them. So what do you want me to say? Clearly, as a matter of fact, the Arabs are supporting Israel to bomb Iran. There's no other way. They are winning. But
we're winning in the Middle East, 100%.
No, but winning in the sense it's not definitive yet. It's not clear that you have won anything. I mean, you have your objectives, and the Prime Minister of Israel, don't get me wrong, is under tremendous pressure. The guy, this is why it's escalating in Lebanon.
It's crazy that you guys never take notes of anything that Bibi or Trump ever said or came out of their mouth. They say it very clear and also say it very subliminally. Donald Trump, for months upon months, said, I will make sure that there will be Abrahamic Accords in the Middle East. Israel will have peace with numerous of countries. It's happening in front of your eyes, and you're all acting like you're shocked. The guy made moves behind everybody's back. He played the media. He played the fake news media. Bibi and Trump played you guys by making you guys believe that they're having all these fights and they don't agree, and Israel wasn't invited to this table. And why isn't America putting pressure to stop in Lebanon? Because Trump knew that the ceasefire won't happen. And Trump knows in order to have the peace agreement in Lebanon, Hezbollah has to go. So there's no point to stop the war in Lebanon. We want to finish it in order to go to peace. That's why they're going to fly to the United States of America, have that conversation, and actually come with an idea how to demolish Hezbollah in Lebanon and have a better future in the Middle East. And slowly, you see it with Syria, you see it with Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, you're going to see it with Qatar. They lost.
Yeah, you mean that the Arab Gulf countries lost? That's what you're saying?
No, they're actually going to win because they made their deals prior.
Yeah, they're going to win by enslaving themselves to the Israelis.
No, they're not. They prefer to make money, prosper, instead of, I don't know, backing up the ones that want to build nukes to wipe people out. They seen what they're capable of. They saw how they kaboomed them.
No. Yeah, the only reason that happened is because you brought in military bases to try to target them. What do you think the weapons that these guys have been buying from America?
Well, the military base wasn't in a hotel. It wasn't in a mall.
I'll tell you right now, listen to this. No, listen. American personnel were living in some of those hotels. Some of them ran from the military bases and were living in those hotels, and they were using that area for coordination. And
Seb, are you normal? Do you think Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait are going to be on Iran's side when they're literally hitting infrastructures and not military bases?
No, but it's,
these wackos are willing to attack us and our civilians. We don't want you here.
Yeah, but it's about the chicken and the egg. It's the question about the chicken and the egg. So basically, which one came first? The Saudis, in order to remain in power, in order for the Al Saud to remain in power, they sold this story to the Americans that, oh, we have a problem. We're looking for an enemy. That enemy became...
The Saudis Saudis report back to Iran. If the Saudis want to have American military bases, they can. If Kuwait wants to have American military
And then
bases,
what is the purpose
they
of that
can.
military
If Saudi
base? And
Arabia,
who
they
is the
can.
military base? Let me ask you this.
That's
Who?
those countries' problems. It's not Iran's problem. So
I'm asking you. No. It's Iran's problem.
In the Middle East, they were found to be the little poodles of the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
Poodles.
So I'm asking you. Yeah. So let me ask you this. Who is that base targeted against? These weapons they are buying from America. Who do they say they are targeting against? They've been saying it clearly that it's against Iran. It's against Iran. And if you are buying these weapons and you're claiming that, yeah, if you're buying these weapons and you're claiming that you're using them to target Iran, that Iran is your enemy, don't be surprised when Iran hits you back.
I'm sure one day you will see the light and understand that you are so on the losing side. The Middle East is done. It's wrapped up. We're having peace here. We don't allow Schmerism here anymore.
So the Middle East is done, according to you. So basically, you're saying that the Middle East is done because you have been able to subjugate them. This is what you're claiming. You're claiming that the Middle East is done because Israel and America have been able to subjugate everybody else. This is crazy.
Are you pissed off that we're smarter than everybody else?
So you are smarter than the Arabs. That's what you're claiming. You are smarter than the Arabs.
You said the Arabs are slow.
Yeah, they are slow for supporting America and Israel. And again, I double down on it to say.
You claimed it, so you know what they are.
No, I'm saying that the Arabs are slow and lazy for supporting America and Israel. I double down again to say that they are losers by supporting America and Israel. It is insane for anybody to support America and Israel in this expedition against Iran. Shame on them. These Arabs in the Gulf are losers and they deserve every single thing they get from Iran.
Oh, no. Don't say that you want Saudi Arabia completely gone.
I want it completely bombed down to dust. Because if they are going to do that to Iran, they deserve to be hit. I don't give it. I don't care. I don't care. Do you care about that? Do you care about that when you're bombing universities? And when the Saudis are enabling you to do what you're doing?
Wow, he just said that he doesn't care about Mecca, Medina.
I don't care about anything you say. Iran wants to bomb any other place in South.
Not me.
I will say it again. Listen to me carefully. If the Saudis are going to entertain American military bases, they deserve to be bombed. If the Emiratis are going to host American military bases, don't come here with me. Don't come here with me with this caviar. Oh, they're going there to pray. No. I mean, you have the Al-Aqsa Mosque.
Let's clarify. Did you say wipe out the whole entire of Saudi Arabia? Yes or no? I'm not deaf, right?
No, but I don't answer to you like that. This is my live stream. I control the narrative. Listen to me and listen carefully.
You don't control nothing. You just said you wanted to bomb Saudi
I will say this again and say this carefully. If the Saudis are going to play this game of bringing enemies to their territory, Iran should wipe them out completely.
Oh, completely meaning all of Saudi Arabia?
Absolutely, 100%.
Oh, okay. So I was right. Wow.
So this whole idea, and you see what is going on. The fact that I don't buy into those. Don't come to me with that. Don't come to me with that. If Iran wants to bomb, if Iran wants to bomb Israel, even with Jerusalem in it, I don't care. This is war. You have decided to bomb. Are you okay with bombing universities and primary schools? Are you okay with that?
You're using them as military bases.
Are you okay with they're using that as military bases? You understand what you're saying, right? And then you come here and try to add caveats to me and tell me, oh, well, there's Mecca and Medina in Saudi Arabia. At least that
supporting people.
all of a sudden you care about Muslims and the Muslims. All of a sudden.
First of all, I don't like the religion.
Now all of a sudden you care about Muslims and Mecca and Medina. All of a sudden. No, all of a sudden you care about Muslims and Mecca and Medina. America played this game. I say it again. If Saudi Arabia is going to entertain American military bases with the intention of bombing other countries that deserve to be wiped out. That is very clear. I don't understand how else you want me to explain that.
Kuwait too?
Should I say it again? If you host American military bases with the intention of attacking other people, you are going to get smashed in the head. And this is very easy. Very, very easy to understand. And let's go back.
So guess what?
Yes.
Guess what? They're supporting America and Israel. And Iran can't do nothing because Iran just made a phone call today. We want to negotiate. They have them by the balls.
Iran is your enemy, right? Iran. Here's the thing.
You're doing everything in your power to try to make this make sense. You don't understand what's going on around you. How did this happen? Why didn't they wipe Israel out? How did America close the Strait of Hormuz? Why isn't Iran doing anything to stop this? Why are they making a simple phone call? We want to
America did not close. America is not.
America took the Hormuz. Why didn't they send missiles into Israel?
America is not in control of the Strait of Hormuz. America is blocking. America is blocking Iranian ports and putting a blockade on Iran. And if I show you,
closed.
No, I'm telling you right now, it's not closed. It's mine. It's not closed.
It's closed.
Let me explain to you because I don't have the
Chinese vessels came, no. Pakistani vessels,
they are,
no.
Right now, let me tell you, Chinese vessels, one of them just left
America owns the Hormuz.
No, one Chinese vessel just
Keep
went.
on going, he'll take the island too.
All right, let's go back to this, right? Last night, a Chinese vessel called the LPs carrying Iranian oil was spotted in the Gulf of Oman. Let me explain to you how this happens. You have the Indian Ocean, which is the bigger water body, and then you have the Arabian Sea, then you have the Gulf of Oman. Through the Gulf of Oman, you now access the Persian Gulf. From the Persian Gulf, the Strait of Hormuz. So America is blocking Iranian tankers from leaving the Strait of Hormuz. They are not
blocking anyone
from going in. No, not anyone. Iranian flag tankers. President Trump made it very clear.
Oh my God, they're literally destroying the Iranian economy.
But the problem is that China have an agreement with Iran, and Chinese tankers are still going there to buy oil. So President Trump is lying to you guys because Chinese tankers are still going there to buy oil because they have deals and they have contracts with Iran. So this is why you're lying to yourself.
Do you think Trump cares? Do you think Trump cares what deals they have with Iran?
Yeah, but they are going there to buy oil. It's not about Trump. And if Trump
cares, anybody that buys oil and is an ally with the United States of America, 50% tariff on them. Now he took over there the same way he did with Venezuela. What are you not getting? You guys are not in control. You're not in power. Pray to Allah. I don't know who you guys pray to, but you guys are done.
When you say you guys, you mean the Muslims?
No.
Who?
The IRGC and you, the people that support them.
Okay. But do you like the Muslims?
Do you think? Yes, I do.
You like the Muslims, but you say you have a problem with Islam and the religion. You said it so many times.
Of course, inherently the religion.
How can you claim to like Muslims and you hate the religion?
Because there's many Muslims that are good people that actually go against with the teaching of Islam.
So you have a problem with the doctrine.
Them.
You have a problem 100%. With the doctrine.
100%. I have a problem with verse 929, form a jihad on the people of the book. I have a problem with Quran 65:4 and iddah for a young girl is 3 months. That means a divorce for a young girl that did not menstruate yet, meaning a child. I have a problem with a prophet that marries a child. Would you like me to continue? I have a prophet with a prophet suckling on his nephew's pee-pee. Would you like me to continue? I have a problem that they call black people raisin heads. Yes, I have a problem with it.
Yeah, but you're saying that you're saying hold on. When you say you have a problem with them calling black people raising head, you're referring to the Muslims you claim you like.
No, you know why? Because if you bring any of the Muslims that I actually get along with,
those you get along with. So it's just like you say you have black friends.
To come into a Western society and move forward and not get stuck in this world that you have to live under Sharia law and oppress women and children. Demolish any law that allows a child to get married at the age of 9, 13, or 15. Demolish every law that a woman doesn't have a right to sing in a bus or she's forced to cover her hair.
So
I live in a free world.
Speaking of that, do you know that as a matter of law, that 38 states in America allow for child marriage? By law.
Is it in 1 second?
According to the state law, 38 of them.
What's the age? Okay, so amazing. So in Islam, they take a 9-year-old and they marry her to a 54-year-old.
Can you respond to the question?
In America, you have a 16-year-old marrying a 17-year-old.
No, that's not the point.
More sickening. A 9-year-old to a 54-year-old man. I'm so confused. What is he gonna play with her Barbie dolls? How is she gonna fucking cook him dinner? She's a child. How is she gonna lit up a stove? Huh? How is she gonna serve him food? Maybe he wants a massage. You can't catch me on anything, Sab. I'm very open about what I believe and I think. Do you understand? Now, you can support whoever you want. Factually, you said you want to wipe out Saudi Arabia. That's their holy place. I don't want to wipe them out. I want them to change their doctrine. I want them to integrate in society instead of coming into Western countries and trying to push their Sharia law. If they love their Sharia law, they have 57 Muslim countries that they can go back to and live like that.
So this is a campaign, this is a crusade against Muslims. This is what you're doing.
Not at all.
Of course, it looks like it when you have pet headset. That's it.
What army do I have? What army do I have? I'm a one-man army.
No, but you support the Israeli Defense Forces, the IDF. You just carrying out the campaign of extermination in Lebanon.
One second, you're saying it's a crusade. For me, or in order for me to be in any crusade, I would have to have legit social media accounts that are big, like YouTube, like Instagram, like Facebook. I only have TikTok, and this is where I speak. You have YouTube, so what crusade are you on, to demolish the Jews in Israel? Listen, I'm going to...
No, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with the Jews. I just have a problem.
You don't get to be openly anti-Semitic. You don't get to say that my country needs to get wiped out. You don't get to say that we're from Poland. And you think I'm going to sit there and say, oh, that you offended me. Why you do this to me? It's not nice. So guess what? You guys don't like when we push back, right? It is what it is. Nice to meet you. I'm that Jew.
Yeah. Yeah, but again, when you say that we don't like... Yeah, from everything you have said so far, all of it points to one thing. You want to subjugate the region. You want to bully them into acquiescence. And some of them are, no, hold on. Some of them are, no, let me finish. Some of them are accepting it. And you said it yourself that you have a problem with the doctrine. You have a problem with some Muslims.
I'll see you in Abu Dhabi. Next year, I'll see you in Qatar. Next year, I'll see you in Saudi Arabia. Next year, I'll see you in Lebanon. Next year, you might see me also in Tehran. MashaAllah.
Yeah, I wish you the best of luck with Iran. And I hope that Iran is able to do maximum damage to Israel and America. I hope that Iran is able to completely bomb you guys and do maximum damage. Iran have every single right to defend itself. I've had enough of this nonsense. You guys keep repeating the same thing. How did we get to this position in the first place? Number one, the United States of America is now exploiting those same Arab countries that claim that they want America to defend them. Saudi Arabia can no longer sell oil. The Qataris can no longer sell their LNG. The Kuwaitis, the Iraqis, all of them that have taken this position of aligning with America or allowing themselves to be controlled by America, Trump is asking the whole world, don't buy oil from the Middle East, go to America and buy oil. This is what President Trump is saying. Troll on YouTube said, make America go away. This is according to Troll on YouTube. Troll on YouTube also commented on the YouTube. We're live on YouTube, guys. Let's go right there. Go and subscribe and hit the notification bell. We have been live for an hour, 30 minutes. We're live there on YouTube. If you have any question to ask, you can go on my YouTube and we can have a conversation. And if you want to join me live on YouTube and we can do a one-on-one debate there, tell me and I'll send you the invite. So Troll said, make America go away. Noor Ali said she wants us to westernize, referring to the last guest I have. He said she wants us to westernize and call us backward, but they can't even differentiate between a man and a woman. This is according to Noor Ali, wrote that on my YouTube, and this comment is directed towards the guest I had last, which is Daniela. So what will you respond to that, Daniela? They said you want the rest of the region to be Western like you, but the fact is that if you look at your own IDF, you cannot differentiate between a man and a woman. Is this the kind of society you want us to live in? This is a question for you. This is a direct question for you. So we're live on YouTube, guys. Don't forget to power tap and share. The U.S. has blockaded Iran. The U.S. is sanctioning Iranian ports and not allowing their oil to leave. And China said they have a right to navigation. They have a right to leave that place. They have a right to buy oil based on the agreements they have with Iran. These agreements will continue to remain. Let's go right now, guys. If you have a question, let's go to the comment section. said make America go away. What does that even mean? So my question for you guys is, how long will this blockade continue? And when will this blockade come to an end? This is my question. How long will this blockade continue? And when will this blockade come to an end? This is a direct question for those of you listening. The United States of America said that Iran have reached out to them that they want to continue the negotiations and they want to bring this to an end. But Iran also have their own set of demands and have their own red lines. So let's continue to look at the unfolding events as it happens, ladies and gentlemen. What is the latest update, guys? We want to stop. If you are a Trump supporter, a MAGA supporter, you can request to come up. Request to come up, guys. I'm not going to bring two people up to crash out at each other. This is not going to happen today. So I saw some of your requests, and immediately she left, you guys dropped your request. You want to somebody you can shout at. It's not going to happen today. Netanyahu slams morally weak Europe on Holocaust Remembrance Day. So I saw the video he did yesterday. The Israeli leader criticized the continent's NATO members for refusing to back the war with Iran. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu said Europe has forgotten the lessons of the Second World War and the Holocaust, as he criticized European nations for not helping Israel and the United States in the fight against Iran. Many European countries, including the likes of the United Kingdom and France and Germany, have rejected the US President Donald Trump's call to help unblock the Strait of Hormuz, which Iran closed to enemy ships following the US-Israeli attack on February the 28th. Speaking on Monday, which is the Holocaust Remembrance Day on Monday, on the 14th of April 2026, Netanyahu described European leaders as ungrateful and argued that by waging war on Iran, the US and Israel were defending Europe. They are defending Europe according to Netanyahu. We are live on YouTube, guys. I want you guys to go there and leave your comments. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. Very soon, I won't be going live here. Everything is going to be there, guys. Everything, every single day. We are going live on YouTube. Go right now and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Go and subscribe and hit the notification bell, ladies and gentlemen. We are live on YouTube. Thank you so much, guys. Do you know how Nigeria was constructed? This is according to Physique on YouTube, and how Anglo-Christianity came to Africa. Yeah, this is the point. Let's go to another comment. John S1 said the blood of martyrs circulate through all our blood. This is according to John. Oye Dele said on YouTube, say, how can you force Western terrorist behavior on others? Exactly. This is the point. Thank you so much for pinning the comment. We're live on YouTube. Go and subscribe. I'm only reading your comments on YouTube, guys. I'm only reading your comments on YouTube. Leah says, sending JD Vance for negotiation talks is not the best idea, in my opinion. Let's continue to have this conversation, guys. Let me show you. So Netanyahu is again calling on European leaders and blaming them for not standing with Israel. He says, you guys are weak. You guys are ungrateful because Israel is doing all of this for you and you have refused to stand with us. You guys are so ungrateful. Israel is doing everything for you, and why have you decided to stand on the sideline and refuse to support us? According to him. And he's saying, oh, you need to wake up. You need to wake up. This is what he's saying. If the United States of America is going to this, and they're asking the rest of the world to join them, you guys have to join us. We are going to this war. We are going and we're going to obliterate Iran. And Netanyahu, on the remembrance of the Holocaust, which is today, the Monday, the 14th of April, 2026, is saying that the Europeans are morally weak and that they are ungrateful. He said Europe, which has forgotten so much since the Holocaust, can learn many things from us. Primarily, the sharp distinction between good and evil, which is in the moment of truth, requires us to go to war for the sake of good, for the sake of life, the Israeli Prime Minister said. Europe, which vowed after World War II to defend the good, is infested today with a deep moral weakness. Europe is losing control over its identity, its values, and its commitment to protect civilization from barbarism. And I saw the video, guys. He believes that if you don't have this sort of Western set of values and ideas like the Israelis and the Americans, If you're an African guy that wants to have your own values, you're barbaric. If you are from the Middle East and you're a Muslim or whatever, you have your own values. According to the Prime Minister of Israel, you are barbaric. This is what they think. And this whole idea that we must support them just because something happened during the Second World War. I live in Nigeria, and schools that tell you about the Second World War and what happened to the jail people. How is that my business? 10 million Congolese were unalived by King Leopold. Millions of Africans died defending Europe during the Second World War, and the First World War is not taught in African schools. Who is in charge of our curriculum? And these guys are waging wars everywhere. They're doing it in Iran. And those of you in Africa that are celebrating that this is a war against Muslims, wait until they burn you up. Since President Trump made the announcement that Nigeria, this Christian genocide in Nigeria, the level of violence in Nigeria have gone up over 5,000%. When was the last time President Trump said anything about Nigeria? I'll tell you why. The Nigerian government have given them what they need. It's all about deals. These guys don't care about Christians and Muslims. Yesterday, President Trump posted a picture of himself depicting himself as Jesus Christ. I hope that these Christians in Nigeria are seeing it. He depicted himself as God, the US president. And you think he's coming to Nigeria to save you because you're a Christian. Trump's worry and America's problem is that China is now overtaking the Nigerian market. Nigeria is the biggest market in Africa. Nigeria have the biggest market in Africa. And Nigeria have some of these rare earth magnets that are needed for the defense industry, that are needed for tech. And China is buying it, and America is not happy with it. They also want a military base to contain Russia in the Sahel. So these are some of the challenges that America is having. And they want to contain China in Africa. This is why President Trump made the statement. And the Nigerian government went there and exchanged files and did contracts with them. This was the end. No more pressure on the Nigerian government. Even the situation with Iran, and they're talking about nuclear deals and nuclear agreements, none of it have anything to do with that. It all have to do with American interest. Interest is paramount. And they use us as the lamb, the sacrificial lamb. And you have Nigerians, people sitting down in their pub, beer parlors and discussing, oh, the Americans are going to save us from the Muslims. Look, there is terrorism in Nigeria. I've been to some of these places in Borno. I've gone around the Northeast. I've been to some of the most dangerous places in the Northeast. I've seen it myself. I've visited Plateau State. I visited close to about 7 local governments, Barkin Ladi, Just North. I've been to Riom. I've traveled across the length and breadth of the North Central, the Northeast, and the Northwest. I've seen the situation firsthand. Okay? So this whole idea that the Americans will come and help us is a dog's dream. Most of those places, they have resources. And everybody's going after those resources. And this is a fight to the finish. I don't know. The Nigerian government can try, to solve the situation, but bringing in the Americans to this country is going to make the situation worse. And look at what they are doing in the region. They're burning up the country. If America really wants to help Christians, they should start by helping those Christians in Haiti that they are brutalizing and stealing their resources. They should start by helping Christians in Cuba that they are sanctioning. Sanction the country, blockade the country, and starving the people to death. Did you guys know that the Americans supported the government of Suharto in Indonesia? Indonesia is the biggest Muslim country on earth. It's not Saudi Arabia. The largest Muslim nation on earth is Indonesia. America supported them to wipe out Christian minorities in East Timor. They supported Suharto until the 1990s. Late 1990s when Suharto left power. And they continue to do that today. It's all about interest. None of this have anything to do with what you're thinking, guys. Thank you. So this is the game that these guys are playing. And it's about time for us to wake up, guys. It is about time to wake up from your slumber. None of this is about you. You need to wake up. Wake up, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any question for me, I'm live on YouTube. If you have any question, I'm live on YouTube. Go and comment. And if you want me, I can bring you up. I can send you an invite to go live on YouTube. If you have any question for me, I'm live on YouTube. Go right now and join me. We're live on YouTube, guys. If you want any question, so I'm going to send the link and type it in the comment section. I'm going to type the link in the comment section. So if you want to go live and co-host with me on YouTube, I'm going to type this link here. Now copy this link and join the live stream. I just posted the link. Let's go live, guys. If you want, I'm live on YouTube, guys. Go if you want to join. All you have to do is to copy the link, click on the link, and join me live on YouTube, and I'll bring you up. So you can send a request to come up if you want. I'm live on YouTube. I'm now accepting your request on YouTube. Go to the comment section and check out the link. And then if you want to join, go ahead and join, guys. I'm live on YouTube. Go to the comment section. Go to my comment section on YouTube. I sent the link there if you want to go. You can come up and let's have the conversation. Let's have the conversation on the region. I intend to stay live on YouTube today for 2 hours. We have 30 minutes more. So this last 30 minutes, I'm going to take comments from you. I'm going to take requests from you. You can request to come up and let's have a conversation. Let's have a real conversation on the political situation in the Middle East. Let's talk about geopolitics. Why is Poplio? Poplio is now in Africa. He's in Algeria. He was in Algeria yesterday. The pontiff is visiting 4 countries across the continent from April 13 to the 23 with a focus on issues including peace and the family. Now, Poplio has begun its 11-day tour of 4 African countries spanning the northern, central, southern parts of the continent amid the clash with the U.S. President Donald Trump over Iran. Now, Andrew Maslov, head of the Center for African Studies at the Higher School of Economics in Moscow, told RT that the rift in the West means that the Vatican, now more than ever before, needs an independent policy and a stronger foothold in Africa. And the papal trip to Algeria, Cameroon, Angola, and Equatorial Guinea from April 13 to the 23rd will focus on peace, migration, and the environment, youth and family, according to the Vatican. Africa accounts for a growing share of Catholics in the world. In March, Vatican statistics revealed that the number of Catholics on the continent rose from 281 million in 2023 to more than 288 million in 2024. So you have a large population in Africa. Most of them are Catholics. A lot of Catholics in Africa. You know, I think the biggest share of Catholics around the world is actually found in Africa. The largest Catholic population around the world is either, I think, in Africa or South America, one of those. So African population right there in Africa is enormous. So if you want to come up, you want to request, you can join the link, guys. I have about 18 minutes more. So you can join through this link if you want to have any conversation. I'm not going to bring you guys up anywhere. I'm live on YouTube. Go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the notification bell. If you go on my YouTube, you will see the link there. And request to come up. That's all I ask from you. Request to come up. Let's have a conversation. We have 18 minutes more, and then we can focus on this side. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. We have been live now for close to 2 hours, and I'm going to give you guys the recap as well. Let's go back to the recap. Over 2,000 people dead in Lebanon since March. A U.S. naval blockade on the Strait of Hormuz. Iranian oil tankers stopped in the Gulf of Oman. And Tehran demanding $270 billion in war reparations. So this is not a new war. It's dramatic escalation. And this is the conversation we've been having for the past 2 hours. So I urge you to join this conversation. I urge you to leave your comments. Let's see what you have in the comments. So Hakim said, backlash against Trump on the AI image shows hypocrisy. These people have been hiding. Now you see like exactly what is happening, right? And you still have people justifying Trump. Still have people defending President Trump because the hatred they have for the Muslims and the Arabs is more than anything else. Okay? This is why people are justifying it and say, oh, he made a mistake. Oh, this is just a joke. You know, he's just a troll. And they're making excuses. These guys are making excuses for President Trump. I have never seen anything like that in my life. Why making up excuses for the same president that have lost the plot? He has lost his mind. And people are making, excuses for him and justifying, everything that is going on. We are live, guys. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook as Savak. We are live on Kick as Savak. And we are live on Twitch as Savak Media Network. Live on all these platforms. So if you are not following me yet, if you are on Twitch, go on Twitch and type Savak Media. I'm live now on Twitch. If you are on Kick, I'm live on Kick as Savak Media. And if you are on, like I said, if you're on Twitch, I'm live on Twitch as Savak Media Network. Savak Media Network on Twitch, Savak Media on Kick, and Savak on Facebook, Savak Media on YouTube. We're live, guys. And as we wrap up this conversation, continue to engage with it, guys. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube, go right now and subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you are on Twitch, Savak Media Network on Twitch. If you are on Kick, Savak Media on Kick. And if you are on YouTube, I'm live at Savak Media, and on Facebook. We're doing big things on Facebook, guys. For those of you that want to follow me on Facebook, Savak, SAVVARK on Facebook. We are now approaching almost 500,000 followers on Facebook. So go right now and give us a follow, guys. He took the post down. He never takes his post down, but he took that down. He saw exactly what happened, and he took the post down. It's crazy. He never take his post down, but he took it down this time. Yeah, he had to take it down because of the backlash. At this point, he's hitting home. A lot of them are now realizing exactly what everybody have been saying. And now that he's claiming to be God and claiming to be Jesus Christ, it hits home. Everybody, oh, hang on a second, what exactly is going on? This guy has lost his mind. But you still have people that are willing to defend President Trump until the very end. They don't care. According to them, they see what is going on and they don't give a shit. They intend to continue to defend this president. To them, this president can do no wrong. To them, President Trump is God. And exactly what they're saying, it's these guys have lost their mind. They have lost their mind. So Iran is demanding $270 billion from the United States of America. Now let's listen to what President Trump said in response to him being caught cold-blooded, red-handed rather, putting up this image of himself as God. Let's listen to his response.
Mr. President, did you post that picture of yourself depicted as Jesus Christ?
Well, it wasn't depicted. It was me. I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor, and had to do with Red Cross as a Red Cross worker there, which we support. And only the fake news could come up with that one. So I just heard about it, and I said, how did they come up with that? It's supposed to be me as a doctor making people better, and I do make people better. I make people a lot better. As an example, the 11,000, I understand your husband's going through treatment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's going through some very serious cancer treatments.
He said it's not claiming to be God, that it's just him posting himself as a doctor. As a doctor. Whoa! This guy have lost his mind. So he's claiming that it wasn't intentional, that this is just him, that he wanted to post himself as a nurse, Red Cross nurse. It's crazy. It's posting himself as a Red Cross nurse. No, you're not a nurse. You know exactly what you're doing, and you have lost the plot. President Trump have lost the plot. It's insane. It's crazy what is going on, guys. We're about to come to an end, and let's listen to what Alex Jones said. President Trump needs prayer at this point.
But at the end of the day, I just feel sorry for him and pray that God touch his heart and soul and free him from the demonic influences that he's under. I mean, it's just that simple. This is a nightmare. We know the Democrats, the left, are absolutely terrible, but when Trump's calling for wiping out whole civilizations and acting like a supervillain, I have to come out and say I don't support it. It's that simple. So again, Trump's own wife came out in an unannounced press conference today and said the Epstein crimes are real and that she wants the victims to be in front of Congress and the cover-up to end. That's the opposite of what Trump's saying. Looks to me like she's breaking with Trump because she knows the ship's sinking.
We're live on YouTube, guys.
Elon left 8 months ago saying he's in the files.
Go and subscribe.
I never saw any evidence of it, but he's acting like he's guilty. We know he's protecting Howard London and saying no Epstein didn't go to the island.
And we're looking at what is going on right now in the Middle East.
This is a terrible day,
and a host of other issues.
And it's a nightmare for America and the world. But
Iran is demanding $270 billion in reparations for this war waged on them by the United States and Israel. They're calling, and this is according to the early reports. They're still doing the assessment to see the level of damage. And while that is happening, President Trump is imposing this blockade on Iran and trying to stop China from buying oil. Basically, what Trump is doing is that it's asking everybody to go and buy from the United States, because now they're taking over Venezuelan oil. They have all this oil flowing everywhere, and they're looking for a market. In order to do that, you have to wage a war on Iran to stop them from selling their oil, to stop the Arabs in the Gulf from selling their oil, to stop the Saudis from selling their oil. This is a game people need to wake up. This guy is trying to benefit his friends, the guys in the big giant oil companies and so on and so forth. He's trying to benefit them and directing people to go and buy oil from them. This tactic is not sustainable, and China is stating clearly, and I quote, according to the Chinese Defense Ministry, they said they have an agreement with Iran, and that agreement, they will continue to honor it, and they will continue to buy oil from Iran, and that they will not tolerate, their vessels being stopped and harassed, while trying to cross the Gulf of Oman, because America has said they are putting a blockade on Iranian ports and will not allow Iran to load oil. Yeah, so the whole stuff it's mesmerizing. I must tell you, it's crazy. And then President Trump goes ahead and starts a war of words with the head of the Catholic Church, the Pope, who is on an 11-day visit to Africa, visiting 4 countries in Africa for 11 days: Algeria, Equatorial Guinea, Cameroon, and I think Congo or whatever is the last one. And then, the Pope said the war has to stop. People need to stop dying. And then President Trump said, that the Pope would not have been elected without him, that it was because of him that they made an American Pope for the first time, and that Pope Leo should be, appreciative of what he did for him and so on and so forth. And then he followed through on that by posting an image depicting himself as God. President Trump posting an image depicting himself as Jesus Christ. And you have Christians in Nigeria, they're still making an excuse for this guy. You have evangelicals in America. You have people around the world that support this president because he hates Muslims and he wants to deport black people and people of color from the United States. So the reason why these MAGA supporters continue to support this policy of America and this policy of the Trump administration is because of their disdain for Muslims. It's because of their disdain for the people of color. They want them deported from the United States. And then you also have a lot of black people, don't get me wrong, that support President Trump. Why? Because they have their own problem with the Arabs, they have the problem with the Muslims, and they're not seeing the bigger picture. The president of America, the most powerful country in the world, decide to post himself, depicting himself as Jesus Christ. And people think it's okay. They make up excuses. They say, well, it's not his fault. It was a mistake. This guy, maybe he was sleeping, half asleep then when he did it. And then he comes out with this interview, like they asked him a question. He said, yeah, he thought that was an image of him as a nurse for the Red Cross. That him as a doctor healing people. Like, can you imagine? Let's go. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. This president have lost his mind. He's a loony. He is an absolute loony. He's a dumb. And most Americans, by the way, like you have these conversations with them, most of them supported this war. The reason we're here in the first place is because Americans voted for President Trump. And then you have people on the left that say, well, we didn't vote for Trump, but they'll tell you, we hate the regime, we hate the IRGC. Most of them, in the lead up to this war, most Americans did not know the capital of Iran. But they claim that they were told by their media that they hate the IRGC, they hate Iran and so on and so forth. But most of them are dumb. Most Americans are actually dumb. They have no knowledge about anything happening around the world except for themselves. And they wake up and they live in their own bubble. These guys live in their own bubble. Yeah. Most of the comments I get, and I don't even have time for this nonsense. Talk about Nigeria or whatever you're saying. Who cares about you? You're a loser in the comment section. Yeah, I mean, they're like a lot of Nigerians around the world. Why don't you just start up a live stream, talk about Nigeria, people will come there. You don't have to come here if you don't want to hear what I'm saying. So, but if you're looking for attention, you're not going to get it. Let's go right now on YouTube, guys. Go and subscribe and hit the notification bell. We're live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. So Shikan says Trump is sick. Shikan says he's mentally ill. Like I said, we're live on YouTube, guys. We are live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. Let's continue to tap and share, guys.
Hello.
What's going on, Israel? We are live on YouTube, guys. Let's continue to tap and share, guys. So Iran is demanding $270 billion from the United States and everybody that participated in this bombing operation. If not, the Strait of Hormuz will stay closed and oil prices will go up. Yeah, some say there are a lot of Nigerians that live in Iran. That could be accurate. It's possible that there are a lot of Nigerians that live in Iran. And is anybody also asking question about these Arab Sunni countries that support this American expedition in Iran? They'll claim that we don't support it, but they actually agree with it. And the Saudis lobbied America to come and bomb Iran, to destroy Iran. We are live on YouTube, guys. Go right now on my YouTube and see what we are doing there. Savak Media, SAVVARK Media on YouTube. And I've been showing some of these videos. I have videos on it, guys. Go and watch my previous videos on this topic. Go and watch my previous videos. So Emiliano Zapata, this is on YouTube, said Trump practices Judaism and is a member of the synagogue of Satan. I don't know about that, to be honest, but when Trump claims that he's Jesus Christ and you have an American president claiming to be God, I have a problem with that. If you have an American president claiming to be God, I've got a problem with that. If you have an American president claiming to be God, the Arabs sold out after 1967. This is according to Emiliano Zapata. And then you have like what is going on in Lebanon, Israel bombing Lebanon, and you have countries like Egypt, Jordan, and the Saudis, and all of them blaming Hezbollah for it. They're blaming Hezbollah. Hang on a second. You know, the reason why Hezbollah emerges because of the Israeli, invasion of the country and occupation of the country in the 80s and continued until 2006 war. The reason why that happened is because the Israelis have gone into that country to destroy it. And a lot of people are blaming the H group in Lebanon. This is insane. And you have all those countries. Lebanon, for instance, the Prime Minister Nawaf Salim, who they call Nawaf Shalom, because the guy clearly acts like he's on the side of Israel. He's pathetic. The guy, if you look at his story, that's been told, they say his family were involved in the selling of Lebanese land, the areas around the Sheba farm, selling it to the Rothschild. This Lebanese prime minister, yes. So these guys are, they've lost their plots. And then how come Egypt, the foreign minister of Egypt is blaming Hezbollah for what is happening in Lebanon? You have the Syrian foreign minister blaming Lebanon and blaming Iran, when the people doing the bombing is Israel. None of them is willing to confront the Israelis. None of them is willing to challenge Israel. The Arab countries have lost the plot. They have sold themselves out to Israel. It's a shame. It's a disgrace. They all come out and say support. I stood and supported Palestine. People need to understand this. When I see Arabs doing politics and supporting Israel and America in this war, I've lost. What respect am I talking about? These guys have lost the plot. And people tell me, oh, it's just the government. No, it's not the government. It's not the government. I go to some of their spaces, Egyptians condemning Iran, supporting America and Israel in the war against Iran. Some of them will claim that they don't like Israel or the US, but they also don't like the IRGC. This is a story that they have told to their people. A lot of them will make the excuse that, oh, look at what happened in Syria. Oh, look at what happened in Iraq. The only reason the Iraq stuff happened before is because Saddam sold the rhetoric to his own people, and a lot of the Arab Sunnis supported the war against Iran in the 1980s and attacked and invaded Iran. And then the Americans came to Iran again in 2003, removed Saddam, and placed the Shia in power. So they are playing this sectarian game and playing this game of divide and rule. And the Arabs are very emotional, and they fight each other because of sectarian reasons. And, that is far more important to them than the bigger problem in the region. And the Israelis are gaining a lot of power, blocking these countries one after the other. If they destroy Iran, they're going to go to Turkey, they're going to go to Egypt, they're going to go to Saudi Arabia. One by one, they will destroy each and every one of you. Keep playing with fire. Keep playing with fire and find out. At the end of the day, this is where we have found ourselves in this position. This is madness. And they support and say, oh, well, we are not supposed to do this, And they're trying to sign the Abraham Accord. Saudi Arabia might likely now join the Abraham Accord with or without these guys on board. It's crazy. This is what we are hearing. The UAE, Kuwait and Bahrain and all these countries. How did we find ourselves in this position in the first place? These guys have clearly lost the plot. And this madness must come to an end. Enough of it. This madness must come to an end. Like I said, Iran is demanding $70 billion. Lebanon resistance only defending their country was the people who freed Lebanon from Israel during the occupation in 1982, and they also fought against Israel during the war in 2006. And during the war in 2006, the Israelis actually had a doctrine called the Dakhia Doctrine, where they were bombing civilian areas because they said by bombing the civilians and wiping out the civilians, we can put pressure on Hezbollah. I mean, the Saudis have found themselves in this incredible position. Incredible position where America is now using this excuse of Iran to stop them from selling their oil. We're live, guys. Go right now if you're on Kick. Go and follow me on Kick. We're live on Kick, and I'm live on Twitch. Savak Media Network on Twitch and Savak Media on Kick. We're live on this platform, guys. Let's go. We're live on Kick and we're live on Twitch. On Twitch, Savak Media Network. On Twitch, on Kick, it is Savak Media. On Facebook, Savak, and on YouTube, we're live on YouTube right now. If you want to write any comments, we're live on YouTube. Go and write your comments on YouTube, and I'll look at it. Sorry, but he never said he was Jesus. When somebody posts himself an image of Jesus and claim to be Jesus, he's claiming to be God. He's going beyond that and claiming to be God. This is what he's claiming. And this is on the backdrop of the standoff he had with the Pope. Yes, of course, he's claiming to be God. So, according to Emiliano Zapata on YouTube, he said Michel Aoun, ex-Lebanese prime minister, allied with Hezeb for over 16 years to fight against Israel, controlling the south of Lebanon from 1982 to 2005. Hezeb and the FPM resisted and got rid of them. You're right. I know about Michel Aoun. And but this current crop of leaders, the problem is not even the Christian. The Christians also have a problem with Hezeb. But it's the Sunni, most of the Sunni leaders are aligning with Saudi Arabia and taking instruction from the Saudis. Rafi Hariri. And then they even kidnapped his son, Said Hariri, until the French intervene and to bail him out. The situation is crazy, guys. This situation is crazy. So as we come to an end of this conversation, this round of conversation, we're going to take a time out, a hiatus, and I'll go live again on YouTube, very soon in the next 3 or 4 hours. As we continue to give you the updates and the news, we're going to go live every single day. We're live here. Don't forget to subscribe and share the live stream. Join us. We are live every single day on YouTube. Every single day, 3 times a day, sometimes twice a day. And this is why having an exact time for me right now is difficult. I would, take a look at my plan and have an actual calendar, but I will be spontaneous more about it and go live every single day on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Savak Media on YouTube. Right now, we're on YouTube. Go and subscribe and hit the notification bell. We're also on Facebook as Savak, SAVVARK. Thank you so much for joining this round of the live stream on YouTube and on Kick and on Twitch and on X. We're also on Twitter, guys, on X. On Savak Media on X. Go and subscribe and hit the notification bell.